What's a rule that was implemented somewhere that massively backfired? Chen Sheng and Wu Guang were both army officers who were ordered to lead their bands of commoner soldiers north to participate in the defense of Yueyang, simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese. However, they were stopped halfway in Anhui province by flooding from a severe rainstorm. The harsh Qin laws mandated execution for those who showed up late for government jobs, regardless of the nature of the delay. Figuring that they would rather fight for their freedom than face execution, Chen and Wu organized a band of 900 villagers to rebel against the government. This is exactly what I came for. Sir, we are going to be late. What's the penalty for lateness? Death. And the penalty for rebellion? Death. This is why zero tolerance policies don't work. Maybe an extreme example, but should be perfectly clear to any school administrator or mid-level manager who took the time to study Chinese history. School administrators were hoping that zero tolerance policies would remove liability from the schools, but weird enough, just saying you aren't liable for something doesn't make it true. Buddy of mine told me about a happy hour promotion a bar ran close to his campus. Apparently the special was something stupid like 50-cent beers that lasted until the first person went to the bathroom. As he tells it, the first few weeks went without incident, but once it got more popular, people were going to extreme lengths to not be that guy, including wearing adult diapers. Once people tried to covertly pee in corners and trash cans, the bar cancelled the promotion. This was a real thing in a hooligans bars in Costa Rica about 15 years ago. You paid a low entrance fee and could drink all you wanted before someone had to take a pee. At first, people started going out of the bar to pee on the mall's public bathrooms. So, once you went out, you couldn't come back. If you had to go out to take a phone call, you were doomed. This promotion went for long, until problems aroused between people inside trying to take a pee and others trying to avoid it. Stories of med students self-catheterizing have gone around campuses for decades because of this. Definitely not worth it. How stupid would someone have to be to not realize this is a terrible idea? Hawaii had a rat problem following the influx of European visitors. Rat stowaways. It was a big problem because many species of Hawaiian birds are only found in Hawaii and had never had predators. The rats were destroying the native bat population, so they decided to bring in mongooses. Yes, that's the plural, to kill the rats. Problem is that rats are nocturnal and mongooses are diurnal. They never see one another. Both are now happily feasting on whatever is left of the native birds. Fun fact, this actually inspires the use of Alolan Rattata and Young Goose in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Young Goose is not very effective. Australia had a problem with beetles destroying sugarcane crops, so introduced the cane toad from Hawaii to combat them. Not only is there no real evidence cane toads have actually impacted the beetles they were supposed to eradicate, but they've been devastating to many other native animals and habitats due to the deadly toxin they release on their back when attacked and eaten. 102 cane toads were introduced in 3 towns in one state of Australia in the 30s, and now there are over 200 million nationwide. Oh yeah, man. I grew up in a cane toad having area in Hawaii. Those things are gross. I have nothing good to say about them. At my old job, some people abused lunch, so they made a few of them text in when they started and finished lunch. One guy specifically would text the start time, place he got food, his order in detail, the address, price, etc. Even when he bought a snack while out. That stopped a week later. Popcorn, 1 piece, sent 11:52 am. 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 Popcorn, 59.5 pieces, sent 11:53 am. So yeah, I went to lunch around 1:34:32 on Tuesday, October 23rd, 2017. Went to that burger place down the street, pretty popular. It's called Burger King. It's on the intersection of 29th and Capitol Avenue. Got a large patty made of bovine meat with pickled cucumbers, iceberg lettuce, a tomato that was pretty soggy, diced onions, mustard and ketchup with a Coke and a large order of fried potato sticks. You call it a Whopper combo. It was like $8.43 with tax. I finished at 2:04:49. See ya tomorrow. When Domino's said all pizzas would be delivered in 30 minutes or less, or your pizza was free, all the delivery drivers kept getting in car accidents to get your pizza to you on time, so it wouldn't come out of their paycheck. It was a short-lived venture. This was a thing in Mexico for years. They delivered in motorcycles, and if they didn't make it in less than 30 minutes, they just wouldn't deliver the pizza at all, and would sell it to whoever they could find on the street for half the price, so they wouldn't lose too much money. This was before you could order with a credit card online. This is exactly how I would do it. If I can't get the pizza to you in time, and won't be paid, I will simply not deliver it to you in the first place. But then the customer would call and complain that they never got the pizza, and your manager will know that you didn't deliver the pizza that was assigned to you to deliver. How are you safe in this case? Is your boss going to be any happier if you didn't make it in time and gave away free pizza? He isn't saying to just be late to be lazy. He is saying, bring the boss $10 from selling the would-be late $20 pizza to someone else instead of delivering the pizza and not being paid anything. School I go to has a rule that says, if you come late 3 times, you get an unjustified absence, which lowers your grade quite a bit. So if someone is late, they pretty much always skip class, so they can get an absence. That can be justified by simply signing it. Lowers your grade? What the frick? Well, you got 100% in the math exam, but dang, you were late a handful of times last year. Sorry bud, no med school for you. I thought a grade was an indication of how well you understood a subject. When I was a professor, my college would count attendance in lower division classes. Of course it was up to the professor's discretion, but that was the status quo. I started out not grading attendance because I believe that it's the student's responsibility to be present to learn, and if they skip class it will be reflected naturally through tests. The problem is, lower division students are fresh out of high school and are largely irresponsible. This resulted in the majority of students skipping class, then blaming me when they failed. Also, having the majority of students fail looks bad when reviews come along. In short, sometimes you have to protect the students from themselves. Also, the infamous Barbados vs Grenada soccer match. The organizers of the 1994 Caribbean Tournament Cup had a rather odd change to the rules for extra time. If a game was still drawn at full time, it would go to extra time, but the first goal scored would win. This is perfectly normal, the golden goal rule. What was different is that they ruled that winning this way would count as having won by 2 goals for the purpose of tournament qualification, instead of just 1. Barbados went into a match against Grenada needing 2 goals to qualify for the main tournament. If they lost, or won by only 1 goal, Grenada would qualify instead. Under the regular rule, this would mean that, if the match went to extra time, there would basically be no point Barbados playing, because even if they scored, they would only win by 1 goal, and not qualify. But the 2-point rule would motivate them to play on. Sound good? Well, you might be able to guess what happened. The match looked like it was about to end with Barbados 2-1 Grenada, a win for Barbados, but not the 2 goals they needed. So Barbados deliberately scored an own goal in the last few minutes of the match, making the score 2-2, hoping to trigger extra time and a chance to score the magic 2-value goal. The Grenada players quickly realized they could do the same, score an own goal to make the match 3-2 to Barbados, which would have Barbados winning by only 1 goal, so Grenada would qualify. But the Barbados players realized that too, and so they began to defend Grenada's goal. So for the last 7 minutes of the match, Grenada were trying to score a goal in either net, since scoring a goal against Barbados would give them 3-2, and they would win the match, and scoring in their own goal would make it 3-2 to Barbados, so they would lose the match, but win the qualification, and Barbados were defending both. Amazingly, Barbados did actually manage to do so, successfully defending themselves, while half of their team were defending Grenada's goal against Grenada, and then scored the golden goal in extra time and qualified. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos like this. Don't forget to leave your stories in the comments below.